Okay, we'll, as people continue to enter, I will kick us off. I would like to mention to everyone that this presentation will be recorded. So we are currently recording this presentation and you will be able to download this from our site as we have done in previous webinars for our Canadian Immigrant Settlement, Education and Career Fair. So with that, hello everyone and welcome. We are so pleased to be presenting once again our Canadian Immigrant Virtual Fair with our hiring partner Dialectica. I'm Sanjay Agnihotri, the publisher of Canadian Immigrant, and we are thrilled to have you all here with us today. Hope you've had a chance to visit some of our exhibitors. If not, keep in mind, you will have the opportunity to do so, to connect, to chat with them directly up until 4 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time. Let's jump to our first speaker session for the day, presented by our hiring partner, Dialectica. This presentation is called Empowering Your Future in Canada with Dialectica. Tomorrow's business leaders and entrepreneurs wanted. Dialectica is one of the fastest growing startups in Canada and has announced their plan to hire over 100 professionals with no or limited work experience in Montreal by this time next year, and is aiming to bring 500 professionals on board over the next few years. We are thrilled to welcome Angelos Papadimitropoulous, Client Service Manager, and Marc-Henri Schoucair, Client Service Associate Manager from Dialectica, to learn about current and upcoming opportunities. Angelos and Marc-Henri, thank you so much for joining us today. Please take it away.
Hi, Sanjay. Thank you. Thank you for having us. So, hi all. My name is Angelos. I'm a manager here at Dialectica. I am currently in our Vancouver offices. We do have offices in Vancouver and Montreal, as well as New York in North America. So today we'll discuss a bit more about what we are, what our company does, what are the career opportunities, how the growth of the company has been in the last couple of years, and also we give you some outlook for the future. So a bit about myself. I'm coming originally from Greece. I was working in the Dialectic offices for 2 years, and when we opened the office in Montreal, I chose to relocate to Montreal. And now that we opened a new office in Vancouver, I chose to once more relocate to help with expanding the company. My background is in telecommunications and digital science, so nothing to do with investments or anything. So that's all about me. Marc-Henri?
Yes, thanks, Aguilé. My name is Marc-Henri. You can call me Henry. I'm an associate manager at Dialectica as well here in Montreal. I joined the company in September 2020, so as part of the first batch of associate when we launched the office here in Montreal. And then a year and months later, I'm now an associate manager. I manage a team of 6 people with one manager reporting to me as well. So it's a unit. And yeah, I'm French and Lebanese, born and raised in Lebanon. I came to Montreal 5 years ago now for my studies at McGill. I studied strategy and finance at McGill for 4 years and graduated, took the summer off and started at Dialectica. And that's a bit of myself. And yeah, if you have any question, please feel free to interrupt us and jump in. We're more than happy to answer as this presentation progresses.
Thank you, Henry. So a few things about Dialectica, a few things about us. We will have our emails also at the last slide of the presentation. So you can have our direct details. We're going to discuss right now what is our business model, meaning what is the industry we operate into and what is exactly that we do, what would be the workplace experience in Dialectica in North America, and of course, how is the career path structured within the company. Kicking off with our business model, to give you some background, we are in the network, in the expert networks industry. It is an industry that most of you may have never heard of. I didn't until I joined the company. So we're going to present to you a live example, a project brief that we actually received from one of our clients, and we are going to see how we assist our clients and how our company is adding value to them. So what we do is that we help businesses, corporations, or any type of business actually, and investment professionals make informed decisions. So when there is an investment opportunity, or they're looking to grow their company or restructure their company, what they actually need is somebody to help them to take the right decisions, either by sharing information with them or actually helping them with our previous experience on similar situations. And what is the actual issue here? So when a company is looking, for example, to expand to a new, let's say, continent, like Dialectica did, if you just try to find the information on your own online, most of the information is going to be outdated. You might find a report, for example, that is already 5 years old. So not only that, but the most insights that you can find online are very, very common. So you are not going to find very, let's say, deep down analysis on a specific country or a specific region you're interested in. And of course, trying to gather all this information on your own, it's very time consuming and costly. And of course, imagine a company like Dialectica from Europe trying to venture in North America. Initially, you will have no idea whom to ask, either whom to ask from the government side of how we can actually land in a new country, or even how to ask from finding an office to understanding if the decision to expand in North America would actually make sense from an economic perspective. So this is the issue. And how we actually help. What we do, we have experts in our network. So we have people, professionals that are familiar with specific topics and specific industries. So what we actually try to do is, when a client has a specific problem or a specific investment idea, for example, we actually try to find people that can give them feedback or input or information so that they can actually understand if the idea is feasible, if they need, for example, to revisit the drawing board to change the way they're going to expand, or just if the idea should be scrapped altogether and not proceed with it. So what we're offering is our network of experts, but not only that, our expert network is growing, which means that if we don't have somebody in our network, or if we don't have the information needed, very, very fast, using specific research methodologies, we can find the information and the people that can help our clients. So on top of that, what we add is a compliance perspective, meaning that we make sure that the information that is shared and the people that we're connecting with are actually familiar, let's say, with the legal framework, the local laws, and we make sure that the information that is actually shared between the parties is not considered confidential. And let's see an actual example now. We have John, a partner at a private equity, and they're looking to invest in Africa. So they're looking to actually acquire by a local fast-moving consumer goods company. So because it's the first time that they're trying to venture into Africa, they're coming to us. So they're reaching to Lizzie, an associate from Dialectica, and what they're trying to do is gather knowledge from competitors or from the local African market so that they can actually understand if they should proceed with the investment. How it works? We're listening to the client's brief. So we're trying to understand exactly what the client wants to do. So we know that they're looking to expand specifically in South Africa, so not the whole continent. It's a specific industry, and they want to speak with key players. So with people from companies that are already active in the market, meaning that they have the most recent and the most relevant information. Now that we have all this information, we're actually trying to find the right people. The first thing, as always, is that we're checking our internal platform where we have all our experts. If we believe that the expert that we have in our platform would not be the best candidates, we're trying to do what we call custom research. We're going to find the right people, either from Google, LinkedIn, or any means possible. But we don't stop there. Even if somebody seems to be perfect for the specific project, what we actually do, we speak on the phone and we evaluate their knowledge. So we make sure that we are going to connect our client with the best available candidate in the industry. And of course, if you provide them with what the client wants to do, they can tell you straight away if it's something that they will be able to assist or not. So as soon as we find the relevant people, as soon as we speak to them and we make sure they will be the best candidate for a client, what we actually do, we share this list of people with our own client, and the client can take a decision with whom they want to speak. For that real life example, you can see some people that we actually outreach. An ex-C-level executive from one of the largest global FMCG companies, somebody from the South African region that is actually not in the industry himself, but he's in a council. And of course, somebody that is a food journalist, somebody that is very, very familiar on a macro level with what is happening with the food market, specifically in South Africa. So the client decided to speak with 2 out of these 3 experts. We arrange the calls. We're not in the calls, so we just connect our client with the experts that we find, and this is where our involvement stops. In this case, when the private equity actually spoke with the experts, they decided that they're not going to proceed with acquisition, not because it doesn't make financial sense, it's because currently there's another acquisition that's taking place. So you understand that the landscape is going to change in the next couple of months because one company is going to buy another company or invest in another company. So they decide to hold on, and they will come with the same project later in the year so that they can decide if now it is the right time to invest. So what Dialectica did, actually, we helped John, a partner in the private equity, to assess if the multi-billion investment idea that they had would actually make sense. The fact that it doesn't make sense, it doesn't mean that the project is going to fail. It just means that right now it's not the right time to do it. And this is exactly how we work. We understand what our customers needs. We find the right people that can help our customers, and we arrange for them to connect with each other. And this is exactly our involvement. So what is our mission? We want to be recognized as the most trusted and innovative knowledge sharing platform. In Europe, we already are. We are what we call a challenger. I mean that we're one of the top players in Europe, and this is what we're trying to do right now in North America. But our goal is not only to make our customers happy. We try to keep all our employees happy so that we are going to attract more and more talent. And to be honest, this is why we actually chose Canada, because of the university and the background of people. We believe that there is top talent in Canada, and that's why we have people like Henry, that we actually take them fresh out of the university. Meet George, our CEO, and this is his vision. We want to become not only the best and most valuable expert search partner for our clients, but also a top employer for those who trust us with their careers across every and each of our offices. We want to build a place where people can thrive while being their personal best. If you take a look at the people that Dialectica employs, we are not targeting a specific segment. For example, me and Henry have a completely different education and background, but everybody can offer something to this company. This is why, as Sanjay mentioned, we are not looking for people that already have experience. This is not what we're looking for. It's a very unique industry, the expert network industry, which means that it's not something that you can actually study. But if you are looking for growth and Dialectica is still on a startup phase, this is the right let's say position to be. And just a few more things about our company. We already have more than 450 people, coming from more than 25 different nationalities. We have 5 locations: Montreal, Vancouver, New York, London, and Athens. Our headquarters are in London. And of course, we have hundreds of world-leading companies that are trusting us. So typically our clients are corporations, investment companies, consulting firms, law firms, anyone that is actually active in the M&A space or they're looking to grow. It's our potential client. And of course, in Europe, we are already in the Financial Times. Our name is very well known because we are one of the 1,000 fastest growing companies in Europe. And of course, we have been actually nominated as the best place to work for 3 years in a row. And about our growth story, we started in June 2015 in Athens. So that's in Greece. So it was exactly the middle of the crisis. But we actually started, and within the same month, we actually opened a new office in London. It was just 5 people at the start, but in 4 years, we were already 135 members. In September last year, we decided to open our first office in North America. We chose Montreal. A couple of months later, we opened our first office in New York. We're already more than 450 people, and as of this Monday, exactly where I'm sitting, we actually launched our new office in Vancouver. So we want to reach more than 1,000 people in the next 5 years. So our next plan is to actually open an office in the APAC region, and this is why we're actually outreaching to people. We're on a hiring spree. We're hiring more than 20 or 30 people every month globally. So that's all from me. Thank you for your time, Henry.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Aguilar. Yes. So I'm going to discuss about the workplace experience now. Next slide, please. So for us, there is a code that says your employees are your first and most important customers. And so that's something that's super true at Dialectica. We want to create an environment where people can be empowered and foster a great culture. We always say is that culture is our secret sauce. So here you can see many team bonding activities we had. So we have mystery dinners. We had one last week where random employees are selected and are sent to one of the best restaurants in town. Then we have the Healthy Mondays, which is a bi-weekly activity in which basically every Monday for the morning, we have a breakfast that's offered by a caterer. We have Wednesday Bites, which is now transformed into what we call travel bites. So every Friday now we have one Friday per month we have we try to promote a culture. So last time was a Greek culture, and the next one is the South Asian culture, and try to understand better culture, try the bites and the food from this culture. And lastly, since we're a very bonded team, during COVID, we were trying to stay in touch by having a lot of events that are connected. So we had happy hours online. We had some escape the room online. It was a lot of fun. Next one, please. So yeah, so here you can see also a couple of snapshots of what we did. So for example, on the left, you see some of our teammates were at Terrasse Bon Secours, which is one of the best terraces here in town. We had a team bonding activity. Down, you can see Saul and Johan, Saul is basically the coach of Johan. And it was a team bonding activity where it's a marshmallow challenge. You have to you have to build a tower and the highest possible. And that's also something that fosters really collaboration. That's something we do with our new joiners. Then you have our weekly happy hours. So every Friday we have a happy hour at the office. Drinks and food is on the house. And lastly, in the last picture, it was the 1-year celebration of the Dialectica's office. We had the food truck. We had some dancers, some drinks. It was very fun. It was a lot of fun. We do this basically because we really want to have happy employees and have a workplace where people really feel empowered and happy to come. At the end of the day, we're all very young people in the office. So it's very important for us to make sure that people are striving and they consider the workplace as a place where they can meet friends and more than just colleagues. Next one, please. Perfect. Yeah, on this section, we're going to talk about your career at Dialectica. So basically, at Dialectica, the company's motto is to give responsibilities to young people. The company was built by young people for young people. All of our VPs, so the VPs in terms of operation are the highest people in the hierarchy, were all joined Dialectica as part of the associate program, and they climbed the ladder. So they went from associate to associate manager, senior manager, and VP. So for us, it's very important. It's very important to cultivate those top talents. To do that, we know it's challenging as young professionals to take on managerial responsibilities. So the companies offer a wide range of trainings and support in order for you to become a better business leader. So we have international projects. Like Angelos said, the example Angelos gave you, it was about some investment in Africa. Another day you can work on something in Japan, in South America, in North America. It's very diverse, and you develop a lot of commercial acumen. You develop a lot of essential business skills by having, like I said, a lot of trainings, internal, external providers. So we have internal path as well, and we have some mini MBAs. Now, for example, for the managers, we have the managerial acceleration program. And finally, again, we want to foster a creative and diverse environment. Here at Dialectica, we believe that every person, regarding of their race, gender, culture, background, has the equal opportunity to reach the top. Actually, at Dialectica, especially here in Montreal, I think we have more women than men in the workforce. Next one, please. And yeah, like this brings me to what I was saying, that one day you'd be working on a project regarding the solar energy in North America, so the future, and the other day on biotechnology in Japan, or even semiconductor or the automobile sector. So it's a very fast-paced environment where on a daily basis, you're going to be working on 4 to 6 projects, each one on different industry, on different geography. And yeah, that was summarizing basically what I was saying before. The pathway is very straightforward in terms of operation. You start as an associate, everyone does. There is no one that gets promoted unless they start as an associate. Then from the associate, you become an associate manager, which is basically what I'm doing. Then you become a manager, which is the position Agilos has, then a senior manager, and then a VP. So from the associate to the associate manager, it's 9 months to 12 months. The associate manager to manager, 9 months again to 12 months. Then manager to senior manager, 12 months, and then senior manager to vice president, 12 months. So roughly from an associate to vice president, it's about 4 years, which is a great opportunity. To be honest, when I was looking for jobs, I was amazed by how can a company offer such fast-paced growth. And then I asked our CEO George when he was here last week, what was the mindset behind it? He's like, give young people responsibilities and they're gonna amaze you. And that's what's happening. All of our VPs started fresh out of college and are now VPs and leading each one of them units of 30, 40 people. So that could be anyone really. But just if you put on the hard work and you're dedicated, it's gonna happen. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're like Aguilo said, we opened the first office in Vancouver as of Monday, and we're really hoping to get as many people there as possible. Aguilos, do you wanna take over here for Vancouver?
Yes, of course. So we just launched in Vancouver. Of course, we're going to move some people that are already working in the company. But we're not stopping here. We are planning to be more than 100 people in Vancouver, even in 2022. So it's a very aggressive growth, what we're offering. And of course, we do offer, as I did, mobility, which means that you may start in Montreal and then you may want to move to Vancouver, or you may be in Vancouver and then maybe you want to move to the London or the Greek office. Everything is possible, and this is something that we do all the time. So in case somebody needs to relocate, if you are not in Vancouver or Montreal or somewhere that we actually have offices, we're offering a relocation package. If somebody is willing to join the company and relocate, we're happy to help them to get on their feet and meet the area. We found any initial housing, we offer relocation bonus, etc., etc. This is something that, of course, we can go into greater detail with anyone that might be interested. That's all from our side. We'll leave that slide in the background just in case you want to write down any information. Of course, you will be able to actually download the actual presentation from the website. And now the floor is yours for questions, anything.
Thank you very much to you both. I have one question that has come in here, and I'll ask. I am an international student in Alberta. Is there anything I can do prior to graduating to make my application stand out? Any courses online you'd recommend I brush up on?
A very nice question. And it's something that we actually do. We actually speak with people even before they graduate. There's nothing specific that you would need to do. Let's say no special courses or anything online. We're actually accepting applications for people before they graduate. We don't have an internship program, but if somebody before they graduate, they're interested, they can give us a speculated graduation date, and the HR team will be in touch to arrange the next steps as the graduation date closes. But just to answer your question, no online courses that you need to do. We're not looking for a specific background or specific working experience in any case.
Wonderful. We have one more, and I think this might be a very popular one. I've seen out a couple times. I am interested in applying to the Montreal openings, but I don't speak French very well, or maybe not at all in some cases. Is that an issue?
Henry, want to take that one? Yeah.
I'll take it for sure. No, it's not. Actually, the official language of Dialectica across the world is English. We do business in English. We communicate in English on a day-to-day basis. Actually, French is a minority language in our office. Our office is so international that English has to be the primary language. So no worries. French is not required. French is an asset, of course, in Montreal, but for our line of business, since it's very international, it's not required.
This seems like a COVID question. In terms of working remotely, so moving to Montreal is no problem, but is the hours having to be in the office, or can there be remote work?
Okay, so we can work remotely. I mean, especially during the COVID period, the whole company was remote. When somebody though just joins the company, we do believe that the initial phase of the onboarding would be best to happen in person with a coach sitting next to you. But in general, we do give our employees the opportunity to work from home as long as it's needed or as long as they want. And just to be clear, even if somebody wants to join the company and they would need to do the onboarding remotely, it's something that we have done in the past. So according to the local laws and regulations, if somebody needs to onboard and do the training remotely, it's something that we have done and we're considering doing again. And the job itself can be done remotely. There's no issue with you working 3, 4, or even 5 days a week remotely. Again, we advise against it if somebody is very, very young to the company.
Very good. And I've got one last one we've got time for is, are you planning to open an office in Winnipeg, Manitoba? And any future plans of growth?
To be with all honesty, I don't know, but I'm gonna say in our line of business, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. If you have to open an office there, we'll open it. Really, this industry is growing so quickly, then a year is a long term for us. So we really just have to see it on a more short-term basis. But to be honest, sky is the limit. We're growing so fast. It might be a possibility, but for now, we really don't know.
And I've got one more, just because that one was so easy to answer. What is the duration of the training program?
So the duration of the program itself, training program itself, it's 5 days, five business days, and but the training, of course, doesn't stop there. The first couple of months they are considered like a training period, but the actual training itself, meaning new information given to you, is 5 days.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you again to you both. That's all the time for questions that we have for today. We appreciate everyone logging in from various platforms. Please feel free to rejoin the fair. If we didn't get to your question or you have additional questions, kindly head over to the Dialectica virtual booth and feel free to chat or video call them so you can speak to someone directly. One of their colleagues will be happy to help you. Once again, thank you, Angelos and Marc-Henri, for joining us and being our hiring partner as Dialectica. And folks, the fair is open until 4 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time. Enjoy. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.